This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing everything I made for my wardrobe during winter. Winter is a very interesting time for me. I definitely feel like I'm my least inspired to sew during winter, but I did still manage to make a handful of things for my wardrobe that I'm completely in love with and I cannot wait to show you. Like always, I will share all the tutorials and pattern links down in the description below if you did want to make any of these items for your own wardrobe. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and let me show you everything I made for my wardrobe during winter. The first item I have to show you is so different to my usual style, but is something that I have completely fallen in love with. It is this broderie on glaze shirt that I made using a Japanese sewing pattern. As you can see, it's exactly the same fabric as the dress I'm wearing today. I had a bit of leftover fabric from when I made this dress and I decided I wanted to make something that was a little bit more versatile, a little bit more casual to be able to wear on a day-to-day basis. And I found this button-up shirt pattern in one of my Japanese sewing pattern books that I purchased while I was in Japan, and honestly it has turned out into the cutest button-up shirt ever. It's quite oversized, which just creates a really beautiful boxy fit, which I really like. It works really nicely with a pair of jeans, but at the same time I think once it's warmed up I'm going to be styling this with some of my gathered skirts. I think that is just going to be such a classic Janelle outfit. When making this shirt, I also decided to try and use the beautiful scalloped edge of the fabric as much as possible throughout this project. So I've got it here at the back of the yoke. I've also got it at the top of the pocket and at the bottom of the shirt as well. I've left it completely unhemmed so that scalloped embroidered edge really is a feature throughout this shirt. And the fabric itself is gorgeous. It's this cream broderie on glaze and the actual embroidery bits on the fabric kind of remind me of biscuits and I fell completely in love with it. When I made the video about this shirt, someone actually commented that I should pair it with this dress and I think that's such a good idea. So let me do that because I haven't actually tried that yet. I just think the two of these together could be a primo combination. What do we think? I need to have a look in the mirror. Okay, I think definitely without the black top, but I think this combo is completely over the top, but in the best possible way. I don't know, I love it. I love the shirt unbuttoned. It just is like a cute little overshirt, which is nice. I actually think during summer I will definitely style these two pieces together. I think that is a winning combination. And even on its own with a pair of shorts and a white t-shirt with this unbuttoned will honestly be, I think, my go-to summer outfit once it's warmed up. The next item I have to share is this dropped waist gathered skirt. I have a massive thing for midi length gathered skirts. It's one of my classic staples in my wardrobe, but I decided I wanted to have a go at making a gathered skirt that's just ever so slightly different to the normal gathered waisted skirts. So I decided to pattern hack my Clover sewing pattern to create this dropped waist design. I absolutely love it. There's something so lovely and feminine about it and just such a nice addition to my wardrobe. I love the fact that it still has that classic gathered skirt look but is just, yeah, something ever so slightly different. I used this lovely textured cotton fabric that I picked up from Spotlight. It is honestly gorgeous. It's just a beige color, which is perfect because it means it will go with so many different colored blouses and t-shirts and things. And I made sure to make it like quite an oversized midi length, so it finishes just at the top of my ankles pretty much, which is kind of my ideal length for dresses and skirts at the moment. And yeah, there's not really much else to say about this one. I think it just speaks for itself. It's just a really fun take on a gathered skirt and I am in love with it and am so happy to add this piece to my wardrobe. Let's just take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. If you've been a long time watcher of my videos, then I'm sure you know all about Squarespace by now, but just in case you've never heard of them, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can design and create your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and then once you've chosen your template, you can customize it and change it as much or as little as you like. You can change everything from the overall layout of the website to all the fun things like the fonts and colors with just a few clicks. No background or knowledge needed in coding whatsoever. I have personally been using Squarespace to run the Rosery Apparel website and online store where I sell my sewing patterns. I sell both physical paper patterns and digital patterns, where my customers will receive an instant link to download the pattern as soon as they've purchased so they can get started with their sewing project right away. And I've also personally just found having my own website so validating as a brand and small business. It's just really nice to have a space, or a Squarespace, online where my customers can go to shop my products and just have that corner of the internet that is completely my own. So if you'd like to create a website for yourself, then I totally recommend you go and check out Squarespace using the link in the description below this video. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Next, I have my first completed knitting project for this year. Quite possibly it will be my only completed knitting project, and that is this stripy wavy jumper. I cannot begin to tell you how long this piece took me to make. I actually started making this back in March 2023, so it's been about a year and a half since I started making it, and it definitely didn't take me a year and a half to make, but I don't know, I've realised I'm definitely a mood knitter. Once I'm in a knitting mood, I get a heap done, but then I will put it away for months at a time and not touch it at all. It's really funny, but yeah, I love just having a knitting project on the go to pick up whenever that mood strikes. And oh my goodness, I could not be happier with how this jumper turned out. I think it is so cute. I decided to use a very Rosery Apparel, very Janelle colour palette and went with a peachy pink and mustard yellow. But I also added this like very dark forest green. It kind of looks black on camera, but it's actually a really dark green, which is stunning. And then I used a vintage knitting pattern to create the really cute wavy stripe. I'll try to link the pattern down in the description below. I picked it up on eBay, and yeah, if I can find one similar, I'll try to link it below. I'm going to maybe try and see if I can do what I did with the Rosery knit, which was another vintage knitting pattern I made back in 2020, I think. And I actually got in touch with the original publishers of that pattern to be able to offer it to my audience for free. So I'm gonna see if I can do that again and hopefully get permission to share the pattern for this as well. But in the meantime, I'll have a link to hopefully something similar down in the description below. But yeah, I'm just so happy it's finished at last. Like I said, I've been working on it for so long and I genuinely love it and cannot wait to wear it. It's just so different to anything else I've knitted for my wardrobe before. And it is still quite cold here in Tasmania, so I feel like I'll be able to get a little bit of wear out of this before it does start warming up. So I'm really excited about that, and yeah, could not be happier with how this finished jumper has turned out. Next, I have quite an experimental piece. After seeing a few kind of similar items online, I wanted to have a go at making a drawstring or ruched dress. And so I created this drawstring dress here. Like I said, this was very much an experiment. It was kind of like a spur of the moment decision. One day I decided to just cut up a dress and see if I could make this drawstring effect kind of look nice. And honestly, I could not be happier with how it turned out. I used this incredible crinkle, like orangey brown fabric that I picked up at Spotlight. I only had a little bit left over because I've got a dress that I'll be showing in just a second that I made from this fabric, and luckily I had a little bit left over to be able to have a go at experimenting at this kind of drawstring design. And this fabric is honestly the perfect type of fabric for this style of dress. Just that little bit of crinkled texture works so nicely with the drawstring feature at the front and at the back. To make this dress, I actually pattern hacked my pansy sewing pattern and kind of turned it into a A-line dress, and then used drawstrings to kind of gather it up and give it some shape. And because I did use some leftover fabric, I didn't have enough fabric for sleeves, and I'm usually a sleeved dress type of person, but I actually think this kind of simple but interesting design works really well with a black t-shirt underneath like this. It's just a really cozy, comfy look, and yeah, it's just something really nice about it. And I'm really proud of the video I made. For some reason, the video performed really well. So yeah, I'm really grateful and happy about that. So thank you if you have watched this. I'm so happy with how this dress turned out. It's just something so different and very much an experiment, but it definitely paid off, which I'm happy about. So yes, as I mentioned, I do have another dress in the exact same fabric, and the last two dresses I have to show have actually been made from the exact same pattern. The pattern is the Willow dress by Rosie Caldwell, and it's honestly the most beautiful feminine dress design ever. It is this gorgeous gathered bodice dress, and this version with the brown crinkled fabric I actually made very long. It goes all the way to the floor, which is, oh, it's so pretty. I've actually got a wedding coming up, and I think I've decided this is the dress I'm going to wear to that wedding, and I just adore this colour so much. It's my favourite colour to wear. The Willow dress also has some elastic in the bodice, which just cinches everything in nicely, but is still super comfortable, and it has a little drawstring design along the neckline which gathers it up nicely. And for such an intricate looking dress, the pattern and the making process was honestly so simple. I was actually so surprised at how this dress came together and how easily it came together. I definitely recommend you go and check out that pattern. It is honestly such a beautiful pattern. And then yeah, here is another version of the Willow pattern I made. This is the first one I made, and I actually splurged and bought myself some Liberty Tana Lawn fabric as a little treat for finishing my Clover sewing pattern. And oh, honestly, I'm so happy with that decision. This dress is so luxurious to wear. Liberty fabric is very expensive. This fabric was around $50 a meter, which is an eye-watering amount to pay for fabric, but the quality is unlike anything else. It's just so soft. It almost has a silky feel to it. I've also noticed I've got a real thing for black fabric at the moment. I love wearing black, I've realised. Even today I'm wearing a bit of black. I am just really into it at the moment. It's one of my favourite colours to wear, which is so funny. I've never really been into wearing black before. And the fabric itself also has a really beautiful burnt orange rose print, which just nicely ties in my love for burnt orange as well. It's like the perfect fabric combination for me. Both of these dresses I made before I went over to Austin for a month, and I wore this black one in particular so much. It was really hot over there, but because the fabric is so lightweight, it felt like I was just wearing a breezy dress. It didn't feel heavy at all. It was the perfect dress to wear on really hot days, which is surprising because it is black, so black does absorb the sun more than other colours, but yeah, the lightweightness of it just made it the perfect summery dress to wear, and I'm very much looking forward to wearing it on repeat again in the Australian summer. So yeah, that is everything I made for my wardrobe during winter. It's definitely a small collection of makes this time, but I honestly love every single piece so much. I genuinely don't think I could pick a favourite. No, I genuinely can't, because the amount of work that went into this alone makes me feel like I need to pick this one. But then I love the Willow dresses. I also love the drawstring dress and the Japanese shirt, and like I know I'm going to get so much wear out of this piece as well. I can't pick a favourite, but I would love to know in the comments below which of these items is your favourite. And like I said at the start of this video, there's a whole list of the different tutorials and sewing videos I made for all of these items, so definitely go and check that out if you did want to make any of these for your own wardrobe. And stay tuned for next week, where I'll be sharing my spring sewing plans, which I'm so excited to share with you because spring is definitely when I'm most inspired to sew. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.